So, what is it like when church membership outweighs what is right? What is it like when church membership outweighs the right? So, you mean to tell me that it's just a case of mistaken identity? Or is it just a case of your child's name is the same name as my child, but your child's MO is that he's been in jail and has had problems for years with the law, and my child hasn't, but they grow up in the same development, or they're present at some of the same times, or maybe that they knew some of the same people? But then you, who are a member of the church, find out that I too am a member of the church. And I go, oh, would you do me a favor? You're going down to see your relatives? Wow, could you stop in? Or maybe just call and say hello to mine? But I'm saying this in the sense of we go to church. We do what we do in church, praising and worshiping, passing the time. So it's like I know you, sister girl. It's like you know me too. I would never ever think that you would do the things that you do. But then we find out that you are the relative, oh my God, of some of the ones who we thought also were true. When you went down that time, you knocked on the door, it was pouring raining, and called me. And he spoke to me too. He was excited that somebody showed up and said hello. You went right down there to that Grand Street area, and I was so glad that you did. But never in a million years would I know. Oh God, would I know today that you had a son like mine, not in behavior, but with the same name. So mine took the brunt and the sharp and the blunt misuse, beatings, just degradation, tearing down, and all that stuff that represents the same. While yours did some time in jail, but you was trying to cover up and hide that name because you thought he was such a good person. You know, he deserves a break. But at the same time, the people in the church knew that you were making a big mistake. But it didn't matter because your membership in the church outweighed what was right. And then we find out that my son, my child, had a love from 13 years old, his delight, now has a son. But you're related to that one, that mom, too. So she all the time knew. And there were times when we didn't know exactly where, thinking that he was down there too. If it had not been for that uncle, maybe that grand cousin of yours, oftentimes saying how he was too. How's he doing? Oh, he's fine. He okay, that's good. Well, you know how he is. Well, he okay. So that gave us the strength and the hope to continue on each day, not even knowing that there were some other entities and factions that were part of the plan that was at play. even family members, even spouses. Oh my God, what would we do? Oh, making him make promises to stay away, and mom don't even know where he is every day, and then being thrown out and thrown in and thrown down, and all of this too, making it look like some of the abuse or all of it too came from something years before you stepped on the shore, before you stepped in the church, before you did your due. But no, that's not what it was. Because he had a great life. We had a great life before we came to know and before we knew you. The saddest part about it, oh my God, is all the hurt, the pain, the misuse, the abuse. Just because we even went to the police department and said there's got to be mistaken identity. There's got to be profiling that's been done. So why is it that he can't get up and do the things that he needs to do? But he started at one time and he was doing good. But then along came you and the extensions of you, and you, and who. So all of y'all knew. And then all these people, the women, not that there was so many boos, but it's just that they just didn't want to see him move forward. And they were related to you. And related to the bishop, related to the pastor. Who else was on the team? All y'all needed was a bunch of helmets, football helmets, a ball in your hand, running across the goal line. Scream, scream, hey. Why? Because you scored. You knew what you were doing it for. Somebody else was laying down on a pillow with a migraine every damn day. But what was it about her that made things change? For her son in the ways. So why is it that he was kept behind, not included for so many years? Why is it that he wasn't really a part of, but just for clothing, shelter? Is that all it was? Is that all it is? And then the one that's there with dad. Oh my God. The fair. But let me tell you, you knew too exactly why she was there. He looked beautiful. He was beautiful when he was there. You can't take credit for how he was, even though that's what you want to say. Because he came from a home that was wonderful. Yes, he did. In many, many, many ways. Raised in church, know God, and the whole thing. Oh my God. Knew your family too from 13 years old. Boo. But then rose in this other one who has the same last name. Rebecca. You went down there. You were a Martin. Now we're told that this other one has the same name. You had to be a part of this. But your child is more important because you think he deserves a chance. But somebody else is out there taking on your child's stance. Good or bad, you don't care. The church just goes on and on. And then we wonder, there was another one who looked just like my child. But Terrence was gone. So he wasn't nowhere around. And the other one, my child too, wasn't nowhere around. Who y'all called a who? Why would that be? They look so much alike. But then it brings me to this place of understanding. So why was it that mom's funeral was not attended well? But the bishop, the pastor was in church. Still, can somebody pray tell? 19, 20, 25, 30 years in that ministry. Father, son, son, father, grandmother, mother, aunties, uncles, who you be? So you mean to tell me it was only good enough for a few choir members to come and sing the song that you chose and not what I put on the obituary? And I just stood there like, okay, he made that decision spontaneous without telling me. So why is it that the other members of the church weren't present? Was there something that somebody was saying that I could not understand? Who would make a mistake like that? I'm just saying. So we got a soloist. We got a reader. We got a pastor. We got a leader. Oh, we got a cousin. We got an ex-husband. My child was there. And there were others. But we could count them on our hands. Some from the old church we grew up in, Metropolitan. Just a couple, just a few. But they were close to that boo from 13 years old, you know who. But our own family, the others that came from far and wide, or that would come from far and wide, I say came as though they were there. But they were not there. They just couldn't, and I never knew why. But I'm convinced that there was something going on because they all showed up at my wedding too. So why would they come to the wedding and not come to Mom's funeral? And they were her people. Why wouldn't they come to view? Oh my God, what a heart-wrenching thing to know that people would be so cruel. It really is a terrible thing, the things that people will do. So there will be no more mistaken identity, no more beating up, no more abuse, no more knocking on the door, bogarting your way in. I don't know, Mackie Martin. But Rebecca, another Martin? What place are you going to be in? You know who she is. You've always known. And then. So she's not going to be busting her way in and bogarting her way into somebody's home that she don't even know. Taking advantage of, moving things, stealing things, beating up, misusing, abusing. Singing a song of family and letting it ring. Oh, somebody said she crazy? Oh my God, guess what? God is the author and the finisher of the crazy too. He knows exactly how to bring sanity to all the crazies found in the church like you. So you want to tell me that I wasn't in his life? I wasn't a part of anything? It just wasn't true? Oh my God, but I was always there. My mistake was marrying a crazy bitch just like you. But you know what? Even that too, God has a way of doing what he does to really bring truth. So even on this morning, this day, hey, he singles out, come on, by design, you. Oh my God, his designs are greater than what we could ever imagine, more than what we could ever see. It's just that when the people of the church and the other folks get together, they just don't know what the end will be. Ooh, they call it a crisis in need. But they're really looking for this big, huge, valued outcome. So they can laugh, joke, and jeer. And see. Only with their natural eyes, of course. Not beyond sight. is what they really should see. No. But they tend to be, they claim to be in the spirit, but where's the discernment? Oh, but you know what? It's all about family. So, family overrides what's right. Family overrides what's wrong. Family overrides everything and calls it God, quote unquote. Really? So how could you? How could you? The very ones that we trusted along the way, how could you take lives, a core family, and just blow them away and then try to make it as though, oh, she didn't care. This is the first time I saw her with tears. Oh, well, what did her mother have to say? Well, her mother told us that this and this and that. Oh, but you know, she started it out a long time ago. Well, if that was the case, where were you at? Did you knock on the door? Did you make a phone call? Did you invite us to Thanksgiving dinner? Oh my God, sis. What's the name of your business? Oh, that's a good one. We're going to buy your business cards. We're going to invite you to Thanksgiving dinner. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Inner. But you claim inner beauty, inner strength, and then strength to walk away. Oh my God. How God endowed this core family with all the things that you claim to portray. But you guys never ever saw it that way. But yet and still, we gave everything that we could all the time. 6 o'clock in the morning, the blow is on. Intercessory prayer. Hallelujah. We was in that way. Oh God. He changed me. Oh, we were there to stay. What else can we say? Don't forget to remember where all your blessings come from. We sang it almost every Sunday. But in all the years that we were there, faithful, consecrated, dedicated, membership, the right outweighed. Why is it that membership would outweigh the right? Is it really safe to say that your family is better or greater than mine because you lead the way? Is it better to say, easy to say, that your family is greater, better, more wealthy, more healthy than we were in many, many ways? But we stayed there, cleaning the bathroom floors, fixing the things in the church, setting up trips, driving the van, evangelizing in the youth choir, doing what we could do, being a part of what we thought was really true. That's not to say that every church is in that kind of way, where they see the things that the people do, take advantage of it, because they just say, oh, well, we prayed. Well, I prayed for them. Nobody asked you for $1 million. Nobody asked you for a scone and a cup of tea. But I know for a fact, and we know for a fact, that you knew everything that was going on that separated us. You even took the money and still managed to walk away. But truth be told, there is, oh God, yeah, I know there is. And we trust his way more today. So maybe with that, you'll say, oh my God, they grew in such capacities. Glory to glory, faith to faith. We're so glad that they're in that way. But never could we ever trust you, who represented the one, in any way. It's sad. It really is a sad thing that we can pour out in so many ways. And maybe you throw a little crumbs over here and a little couple of napkins to wipe the tears. All because you prayed. But really, when someone needed help, you all turned your face. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Knowing everything that was going on, even your relationships to those that hate. And maybe it is that you hated all along. Maybe you were jealous too. Oh my God. But we serve the same God. Is that true? So how could you? But we could never call on you for anything. No time of emergency. Because everything was lined up for inside the church. But the outside, you see, life goes on all the time. Oh, it involves you and me. But we can be there, our core family, for anybody that comes across our way, even those that we don't know and we just happen to see. Mommy said, don't give them no money. Stop giving them your money. And I was so bold. No argument with her. Just paying tithes and offering all the time. Not using anything for myself. Just to keep things going. Upkeep, management. Done. But now today, I understand. We understand why. We should have really listened to her from the beginning and not gave you one. Red set none. Proof in the pudding is all the things that you did. But most importantly, the things that you left undone. So you cannot say that you didn't know. You cannot say that you had a right to. You cannot say nothing because you never came to me. You never came through with all the stuff that was going on. And the ones who seemed like they really were the wheat, but they turned out to be the tare. Oh my God. You let that just slip right on by. Oh my God, you had an agenda, baby. What an agenda. But you never really cared. So let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it is that you really cared. Or was it that you were really scared? Maybe there was a there or over there. Maybe there was a dare. Who cared? At your hands, so many failed. They believed in Christ. Not in the sense that God was never there for them, but because the people you allowed to be in position took wrong and made it right. Some of them still doing the same old stuff. Oh, you know what? God forgives us all the time. He already forgave us 2,000 years ago. Let me remind you. He sees everything. He saw everything. He is the orchestrator of time. So if you knew when you closed your eyes and you let things just rock and roll like they are and like they were, do you really think that you're not going to pay a price for what you did to him and to her and her? Somebody said, well, why are you just pointing it at them? Oh, no, I'm pointing it at the institution behind the church walls. And again, let me reiterate, they're all not the same. But I guarantee you that the ones that fit in that criteria are about to fall. We already know that there's nothing perfect. No one is perfect. But we are the imperfect ones. But if God be God and he resides and abides and rules and rests in us, when we yield to him, we understand that what he does is the perfect will. The perfect done. But when we stand in the way, we just tend to hear all the jibber jabber all over the place. Even those people that come through that we don't even know. Even those that run other kinds of races. They throw some money up in your faces. You entertain those that you now claim just because are the one. How long has this been going on? For years and years and years and years. You don't want to make it right. And everybody sits back and goes, oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. God got it. And he does have it. He does make wrong right. But we just seem to think that he does it in only these certain ways that seem like they're just so good. He said, let me remind you, I'm a great and terrible God. And I see every move you make and the things that you do. What you done a long time ago. It's not forgotten. Just gave you grace, space, and time and place to make it right. But you continue in the ways of thinking that you are the one. You're not the one. I'm the one who calls the shots. But by grace gives you again chance, time, place, and space. But you continue to run your own race. Somebody said 99.5 won't do. Oh, trying to make 100. But in the process, being abused. You knew it, you know it, you do it, you show it. All of you. Or you want to base it on the fact that you're trying to bring somebody into ministry and break them down and do all these kinds of things too. Oh my God. God forbid. The line of activity that questions your truth. So is there something underneath all of what you do? Do you get a good feeling out of hurt and pain? Love less exuded? Some of you are really sick, but you want to delve in the vein of calling somebody else crazy, unstable, lazy, hazy, trying to shed light of something that you say you never knew. But the truth of the matter is, oh, none of that crazy, lazy, hazy did we exude when we were there every week, almost every day? $200 a week, $800 a month, 9 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. Sunday service, Wednesday night, Friday, cake bake, Saturday too. You want to call that right? And then turn around and call us crazy, hazy, lazy too. So what is it about membership in the church that overrides right? Oh, y'all really think that God put his stamp of approval on it and really believe that he has no supernatural sight? Selah. Elise.